won the Champions Cup last week, leads the field up to the line, and we race. From the outside, Ugochukwu pushed out wide, almost into the grass. He's the American in the Sauber Kart Republic. Stays on the outside, hangs on the outside of Niklas Zoloff, and slots into fourth place. Norton, the super Swede, up into second place for Ward Racing. Right behind Omenino, who leads the race for the Oak Racing team. Not for long, a fabulous pass by the Swede for Ward Racing. Kamada gets him back, and it's the Bulgarian Lion who capitalizes on this battle. The DPK Racing entry up into second place, ahead of the Tony Kart, behind the Kart Republic. Watch Niklas Zoloff. Can he take the lead from the driver who took a fantastic victory right here 7 days ago? It is Rafa from Nikola. Norton back to third. Norton uses every piece of the track. The Bulgarian Lion, his name is Niklas Zoloff. He's driving for the DPK Racing team, and he has just taken the lead of Prefinal B, the WSK Supermaster Series, as Ugo goes back down the inside, puts Norton back to P4. That's Marcus Kayak, who has been relegated as well to 6th by Christian Cannibal Bertuca. What a start to this race here this morning. Zoloff leads for DPK. Down through the chicane goes Nikola under all sorts of pressure as they come across the line to complete the second lap. Kamada for the Oak Racing team in second. He's had superb speed, not only all week, but last week as well. You remember he just hunted down and took the victory. 3 laps from the checkered flag to win the WSK Champions Cup. He's in second place. The DPK Racing entry in the lead, and he will now extend that as Ugo up the inside and takes second place. The North American goes by the South American. Rafa back to third. Here comes Norton for Ward Racing. Here's an opportunity. Rafa just half leads the door open. Norton does not need to be asked twice. The Ward Racing Super Swede, the Vortex Tony Kart, into third place. Zoloff with a fantastic lead from Ugochukwu, Norton Andreasen, Rafa Kamara. Up the inside, Bertuca. That becomes the outside. The 2-2-3, Birilat ahead of Marcus Kayak. Down the inside, white lining it is Christian Bertuca right behind him. Another Ward Racing entry, Artem Severukian, Charlie Wirtz, Matthias Morgato, Il Romano, Valerio Rinicella is ahead of Michael Paparo, Morgan Porter for CV Performance, Luca Lystra, Nicola Lacorte, Evan Gilter, and Zoltan Koros, the final qualifying position at the moment. Zoltan, the Slovakian, in the 264 Paralin. Zoloff, P1. Artem Severukian, the second of the Ward Racing drivers, just going through. He's ahead of Matthias Morgato, Michael Paparo, Christian Bertuca from Milan. Had a great start. And what about Ariel Elkin for VDK Racing from Haifa in the Holy Land of Israel, now in the top 5. Head of Bertuca, Severukian, Morgato, Paparo. Final qualifying position at the moment, Zoltan Karas ahead of, would you believe, the reigning world champion from Leicester in England, Callum Bradshaw. Jimmy James just a place behind ahead of Sandro Holzem. But we've still got more than half the race to go. As Norton sits right behind Rafa. Just the pre-final. The final this afternoon will be spectacular. Arvid Lindblad will start from the front row to be joined by one of the drivers. Almost certainly on your screen now in the top 4. Zoloff, Ugochukwu, Kamada, and Norton Andreasen. So now the race settles down after a hectic start here this morning. Zoloff will lead them across the line. Ugo from New York, USA. WSK Euro Series champion in 2020. In the Sauber Kart Republic, KR going 1, 2, 3 at the moment, as they did last week. The Tony Kart of Norton in P4. Then we go to Marcus Kayak. For the Ward Racing team is the Estonian. He goes Marcus through, ahead of Ariel Elkin, Christian Bertuca, the order at the bottom of your screen. I will tell you, Marcus is actually catching them. The Estonian following in the footsteps of the Estonian drivers, Paul and Rolf Aron, who raced with us in the past in WSK international competition. Marcus Kayak for Ward Racing in P5. Ariel Elkin just behind. Ariel for the VDK Racing team, the two-time World Championship winning team. With Victor Martins, the race in the desert, Bahrain back in 2016, and a couple of years ago with Victor Bernier. The Belgian team, the Israeli driver, the Kart Republic of Ariel, head of the Birulat of Christian Bertuca. As Rafa retakes the place from Ugo. It's now the South American ahead of the North American. And watch Norton just behind in fourth. Half race distance. Zoloff leads the way. Now from Rafa, it looked as though Ugo would try and make a move for the lead, but the DPK Racing entry. The team from Spain, the driver from Sofia in Bulgaria, not far from the Black Sea in the east of Europe, is in position one, but he is being caught by the driver who dominated last week to win the WSK Champions Cup in spectacular fashion, a nail-biting race. He just reeled them in, picked them off one by one, took the lead with 2 laps to go, did Rafa Kamara, and already he's closed in on the back of Nikola Zoloff. 7 laps now remaining pre-final B. Arvid Lindblad to start on the front row of the grid, to be joined almost inevitably by either Zoloff, Kamara, Ugachuku, or possibly Norton. There's Elkin, Kayak, Bertuca, Severukin in the background. Paparo, Rinigella, Luca Lystra. Rafa is right there. Kamara for the Oak Racing team. Also racing in the Brazilian Stock Car Championships in 2021. So much support for the South American. Down the inside, the boy from Brazil, Menino do Brasil, goes through to take first place. Zoloff back to second for Team DPK. Ugo in the Sauber in third. Watch Ugachuku. Zoloff closes the door. Half a defensive move, half an attack to retake the lead. Andreasen just sits there. Zoloff wants P1 back. The pre-final WSK Supermaster Series. Ugo down the inside, retakes P2. Zoloff from the lead goes backwards, almost runs into the back of the American, and that costs the Bulgarian a place because the Super Swede slides down the inside. Norton for the World Racing team goes position 3. There's Ariel in the background for VDK Racing. Has caught them. Ariel Elkin, the IAB-powered Kart Republic for the VDK Racing team in position 5. Bertuca behind in the Birulat. Christian Cannibal driving superbly here this morning. Zoloff retakes third place. Bertuca not far behind in the Birulat. There is the red and white machine. The team from Lissone. Bertuca, Lee Severukin and Michael Paparo behind. The final qualifying position at the moment is the reigning world champion Callum Bradshaw, as Ivan Dominguez, Zoltan Koros, Jimmy James, Kuba Ratsky, Tuka Tappan and Rocco Mazzola have all retired from the race. Their weekend is now over. Four laps to the checkered flag. It's looking good for Kamara. This will be a fantastic fight. the final this afternoon, the WSK Supermaster Series. Watch Norton, and there's Christian right behind. And of course, in 2 weeks' time, we go to the south of Italy, to the most beautiful circuit in the world, La Concamuro-Lucchese World Circuit in Bellissima Puglia for the second round of the series. It's an all-new Sano Circuito Internazionale Napoli 2 weeks after that. The 28th of March, we go to Napoli as Christian takes the place from Norton. And we're back to the center of the karting universe, South Garda Karting Lonato, for the final round of the WSK Supermaster Series on the 25th of April. This is the first round for 2021, a week after the first event on the 2021 WSK calendar. That was the Champions Cup a week ago, which drew 337 drivers. This week we've got 343. Kamada from South America leads Hugo from North America. The Eastern European for the Spanish team in P3, that's Nikola Zoloff. And Ariel Elkin from Israel for VDK Racing Team, the Belgian team. Eric Verdastonk, the IAME-powered Kart Republic, their driver in P4, Christian Bertuca. P5 for the Cannibal. The final qualifying position, still the reigning world champion, Callum Bradshaw from Leicester in England, who took that stunning victory by 7 seconds in the rain at Portimao at the end of 2020. Well, he has not had a good start to the 2021 season. A big crash in the heat yesterday when he was backed into the wall at the exit of turn 2 backwards. Climbed the grass verging. He was okay, the kart was not. The Tony Kart team, of course, working well to get a kart, a new chassis back on track for Callum. And he's looking at just qualifying in the final position. This is the last lap. Karts littered all around the circuit, the non-qualifiers who have just stopped on the side of the track. Zoltan Koros, Ivan Dominguez, James Wharton is also out. The track resembles a kart park here at Adria. Rafa Kamada will join Arvid Lindblad for an all-Kart Republic. Front row of the grid for the final later this afternoon, 2:02. You know what's coming, turn up the volume. He goes into the hairpin for the final time. That checkered flag will go to O Menino do Brasil, the boy from Brazil. Rafa Kamada takes the win to join Arvid Lindblad on the front row of the grid for the final. Hugo home in second, Nikola in third for the DPK Racing Team. Ariel Elkin, what a drive from the Israeli. Head of Christian Bertuca. Ricardo Gracia, incidentally, has edged Callum Bradshaw out of the final qualifying.